Maydwell in 5 is a weekly microlearning podcast hosted by Jonathan Maydwell, a learning and development strategist with over 15 years of experience helping people and organizations grow. Each 5-minute episode explores one focused idea across learning, leadership, and human growth, blending real stories, reflection, and actionable insight. Rooted in the belief that learning is about coming home to yourself, the show invites listeners to pause, think, and reconnect with purpose, people, and data that actually matters. It's a space for curiosity, clarity, and continuous growth, one reflection at a time. Courage is often associated with bold action, big decisions with visible risk. Leadership rarely looks like that. Early in my career as an educator, I felt the weight of expectation immediately. Students looked for guidance, reassurance, and consistency, not just for instruction, but for presence. Confidence felt necessary, even when it was not fully formed. Uncertainty sat just beneath the surface. Questions followed me through those early weeks. Would the lessons connect? Would every student feel supported? Was I meeting the expectations of the role I stepped into? Over time, something became clear. Students did not respond to perfection. They responded to consistency. Moments that looked like disengagement often held something deeper. Those moments were not about ability, they were about confidence and fear. Years later, in organizational settings, the environment changed. The pattern did not. Fear still showed up in meetings where voices stayed quiet, in hesitation to challenge ideas, in the space between what people think and what they are willing to say. That pattern revealed something I had not fully understood early on. Leadership is not about eliminating fear. It is about how we move forward in its presence. Not through control, but through awareness. Not by forcing participation, but by creating the conditions for it. What looks like resistance is often protection. What looks like disengagement is often uncertainty. When leaders respond with understanding instead of pressure, something begins to shift. So how do we lead through that reality? Here's one approach grounded in my philosophy. Clarity leads to reflection, and reflection leads to growth. Start with clarity. Anchor your leadership in purpose. When people understand why the work matters, uncertainty becomes more manageable. Next, create space for reflection. Pay attention to behavior. Silence, hesitation, and low participation are signals. Ask thoughtful questions and listen with curiosity. Finally, use data to inform your response. Patterns in engagement, feedback, and performance tell a story. They show where fear may be limiting progress and where trust is allowing growth. Data does not replace empathy, it strengthens it. Together, this becomes a pattern. Not a single moment of courage, but a series of choices. To stay present, to listen, to respond with intention. That is the quiet courage to lead. Where might fear be showing up in your environment? Not loudly, but quietly. And what is one way you can respond with presence instead of pressure? Start the conversation with your team and share your reflection on LinkedIn. This has been your Maydwell in 5 for the week of March 23rd. Let's keep building learning cultures that grow with purpose, are guided by people, and are informed by data.